today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to take a look at a guitar. But before we get into what guitar we're going to look at, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel. Click on the notification bell so you know what we're up to. Your interaction with us helps us engage great manufacturers, great retailers, and some interesting people. So we'd appreciate it if you would do that. So with that, we have forged a recent relationship, and what did we get in based on that?
Yeah, so using what we're lovingly referring to as the Zzounds library card, right? So in that initial shipment, right? Shipment we had the Jazzmaster and 2 Electro Harmonics pedals, and then this guy, which this was almost accidental because the guitar we originally were going to get in was out of stock, and I got talking to Billy, and he sent this one along. So this is a Juno by Harmony, nice small body. Now, Pat, you want to tell them the specs?
Yes, I have to put the specs on to read the specs. So, it is a genuine mahogany body. It is a champagne in color. The finish is nitrocellulose. The fretboard is rosewood, 12-inch radius, medium jumbo frets. The neck width, 1 11/16, a C-profile neck. The neck material itself is mahogany. Again, the neck finish is ultra nitrocellulose. The nut is a bone nut, 25-inch scale, 22 fret, dot inlays. Pickups are the custom gold foil P90, both in the neck and bridge. Master volume with a push-pull 3-way toggle switch. Electronics, orange drop capacitors. The bridge is a custom half bridge with compensated saddles. And they use 10 to 46 strings, which we'll talk about in a minute. Locking tuners.
Yeah.
Chrome hardware. The control knob, they call it a custom cupcake, but being that we're in the shadow of Hershey, PA, it looks a little bit like a Reese's peanut butter cup to me.
Yes, indeed.
The tip for the switch is also chrome, and off camera, it comes with a mono stealth electronic guitar case, which we thought was pretty cool. We're like, wow, is that right?
You know, it's almost we're almost remiss not doing a video on that case because that case is sweet.
It is.
It's not that gig bag. No. Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So those are the specs of the guitar.
I gotta say too, the switch feels great.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't feel cheap. You know, nothing feels cheap because nothing is. I mean, this thing is decked out.
Mm-hmm.
Made in the U.S., right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm super impressed.
Yeah, pleasantly surprised. Get used to the small body shape, but it plays really nice. Yeah. We'll talk about how the strings in it, how it almost plays too nice, but we'll get to that. We're going to tell you this plays a little bit too nicely sometimes.
Well, no, I mean, just the more I look at it, this one, honestly, we've been kicking around. Is this one we should send back, or is this one we should keep?
Right.
And we're trying not to end up with. We're almost out of hooks to hang guitars around. And we have a few that we've kept around that maybe we need to move on so we can keep some others around. This is definitely one that I feel like would be a good one to have around. It's just interesting and a little different than anything else we have. I know there's some controversy. Some people say the gold foil doesn't make any difference. Some people say it's just cosmetic or whatever. The couple guitars we've had with gold foils in them, though, I always feel like they have kind of like a unique sound. So, I don't know. Speaking of that, sound.
Yeah, we thought the best way to show the pickups is I played a clip of a pretty simple 4-chord pass, and I went through all 3 pickup selections and wound back up in the bridge, in the middle, because I kind of like that balanced feel to it. Played it through the Tyler JT22, no effects, just reverb in the amp. So this is what the 3 pickups sound like. So all 3 pickup positions I think sound great.
one of the things Harmony talks about is like, don't be deceived. These pickups sound great if you hit them with drive. And I was like, oh, really? Let's find out. So I took the special cranker from Earthquaker. We've done a whole series on the electric distortion circuit. It can sound very tweed like. So I just slammed the Tyler with this, ran this into the Tyler, and but did use the volume knob, so you can roll that back a little bit, clean it up, and then crank it wide open and just make it scream for mercy kind of thing. So here's that clip.
So keeping with what these pickups sound like with drive on them, I use the ever-present Barber Electronics Direct Drive and the DLS Effects Echo Tour, but I wanted to explore the push-pull, which basically says when you pull it, it's like a rolled-off tone knob. So I started just my wankery playing with it pushed in, and then I pulled it out, and you'll see what it sounds like. It sounds a little bit like fuzz at times. So this is what it did.
So sticking with Barber Electronics, I pulled out. There's no name on it.
Right. I forget about, what is it called?
I don't know. Forget about the name. No, I pulled out the Forget About It prototype. And Barber, when we first got this in, said something about those pickups of the slide. So pulled out a slide, open tuning, open G, Forget About It. And that's what that was referring to earlier. Right. This thing is set up so well. You have tons on it, and they're just sitting. It's set up really, really nice. It really is. And so loosen the strings up a little bit to go into open G, and then try and put a slide on it with the 10s. If I was doing this, I'd probably put 11s at least on it and bring the action up a little bit so you can hit some of those high notes. And there, my friends, is my excuse for not being a great slide player.
So for my last clip, if you can never have too many Daves at the party, so we pulled out the DLS Effects Rotospin from Dave Cicito, and I played the hook that I played for That Leslie Sound just to feature those pickups, and this is what it sounds like.
So for my last clip, I said to Pat, like, what really just kind of over the top, out there, strange pedal do we have sitting around that we can hit this with? Because part of me feels like with the champagne finish and the smaller body and the P90, like it's a very refined, like very refined. But then there's another part of me that's like, this wants to play some whatever. So I pulled out, only because I haven't ever found a good time to use it anywhere else. I pulled out the Kangra. So what if you take a fuzz, an octave, and an envelope filter, drop them all into the same pedal? That's what you get. So this is what the Juno into Mayhem sounds like. First of all, big thanks to Zzounds for sending this over. We really appreciate that. We put an affiliate link to it down in the description. We really were kind of selfish in this video, I think. We wanted to give you the specs on it and give you some ideas, but we really just wanted to take it for a spin and like fool around with it for a little bit and find out what we think. So, Pat, what do you think?
I found it to be really versatile. I mean, you know, they talked about the pickups being really clear and clean, but they really play well with drive. And I don't think anything we tried with it, from the most refined, like nothing but amp reverb, to your spirit animal in a pedal, I think it reacted very well. And I think there was a lot of options in there. And, you know, we can explore a little bit more. Maybe you can explore a little bit more if you were to get one with the push-pull to roll the tone back, because I tend to do that sometimes. If I have a three-way selector and I've got a bridge pickup, I always take the tone back to 7 maybe. So that's a really interesting feature. I thought it really emulated like a fuzz. So you can go from, like you said, this champagne color, this refined gold foil pickups, can play really clean, and then it handled everything that we threw at it. The neck felt good. All the fit and finish was amazing. Tuning, no tuning issues. The action was wonderful. Like, it's a great guitar.
It's a high-end guitar.
It is.
Which is weird, because when you think of Harmony,
right,
like old Harmonies, you're not necessarily thinking,
here's the neck.
Yeah, like real high-end guitar maybe, especially some of the old Harmony acoustics and things like that are still floating around from back in the day. I'm really surprised. Mm-hmm. Not surprised, as I didn't think it would be, but you know, it
exceeded expectations, for sure.
That's the better term. It exceeded expectations. It's really, really nice. They have some other models out there that I'm now, like I said about not wanting to send this one back, but there were some other Harmony models out there I'd like to see. I could see a Harmony guitar in our future. I'm just not sure which model, which one. Right. But this one, you know, string through body,
lots of tuners.
It's awesome. So I think that brings us to the time where we're just like, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, likes, comments. Anytime you interact through the show, like Pat said, that helps us keep doing this, and we appreciate that to no end. Stop by the website and see, you know, what's going on. Check out the series we've done. And I think with that,
I'm PJ, on behalf of the Beard, reminding you, no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear. So you like vibe pedals too, right?